Hello students, welcome back to Programming in C Language. Myself Srikanth. We are discussing program fundamentals. On that, today we try to discuss continuation of types of softwares, language translators, types of code, what is platform, some terminologies, platform related terminologies, its users and related examples. We try to discuss in this session. Okay. So in the previous video session, explain in detail about various types of softwares like system software and application software. I given in detail explanation about operating system and users, its examples, utility softwares, different types of utilities, users and examples. In this session, we try to discuss in detail about what? Language translators. Okay. See, before continuing with this language translator, first I try to give some basic example, then you may understood much understanding about what exactly a translators. Okay, here I try to draw the two persons. Assume person 1. Okay, he is person 1. He knows only English language. So you're all familiar about English, right? English language. Okay. In real world, several languages are there. Assume here the person 1, he knows, he's familiar about what? English language. He can speak only English language. Okay. This person 1, he has some work with what? Person 2. Okay. Just imagine. So this is person 2. This person 2 knows only like a Sanskrit language. Okay. Sanskrit language only. Okay. It knows about only Sanskrit language. Okay, Sanskrit language, fine. Here, person 1 knows only which language? English language. Person 2 knows only which language? Sanskrit language. But person 1 want to communicate with what? Person 2. Similarly, person 2 also want to communicate with the person 1. But person 1 can speak only English, can communicate only one language called English. But person 2 cannot understand person 1 language because person 2 knows only Sanskrit language only. Person 2 does not have any idea about other languages. Then how to communicate? Person 1 want to give some instructions, or person 1 want to do some job with person 2 with the help of one language, right? See, person 1 knows only English language, person 2 knows only Sanskrit language, but this person 1, person 2 want to communicate. How it is possible? See, these two persons directly not possible because they don't know about other languages. They know only particular language. Here we need one intermediator or translator. Okay, here required another third person, intermediary person or translator. This translator must have knowledge about what? English and Sanskrit. Okay. Here they are recruiting one person called intermediator, person called translator. Person 1 want to communicate with person 2 with set of instruction. Person 1 tells that instruction in the form of English language. This translator is a person translator. This translator converts this English instruction into what? Sanskrit instructions. See, then person to understands what person 1 is conveying, person 1 is telling to the person 2, person 2 clearly understands. After that, person 2 it going to be give some response in a Sanskrit language. Again, person 1 cannot understands directly Sanskrit language, right? This translator converts again Sanskrit language into what? English language. So in real world, if any person want to communicate with another person, then they must know the same language each other. Otherwise very difficult, right? Difficult to communicate. Then they will recruit what? Or they are depend upon what? Third person called translators. These translators must know both the languages. Then only they can convert person 1 language into person 2, person 2 language into person 1. I hope you understood, right? What is translator here? What is language? See, in real world, we are using several languages like English language, Hindi language, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, like several languages we are using in the real world environment, right? See, coming to the computer environment, See why I given that example. Observe. See here, user want to communicate with what? Computer. Okay, just a minute. See. User want to communicate with what? Computer. Okay, so user want to communicate with what? Computer. Then user knows which language? High level languages. High level languages means what? What generally we speak, like English, Hindi, Telugu, Kannada, like that. Okay, see, assume I try to write English here. Okay, English. User knows English language. Okay, computer knows which language? See, these digital computers know which language? Already we discussed, right, in the previous video sessions. Binary language, or binary or machine understandable language, or low level language. Generally it represented by what? Zeros and ones representation. Understood, right? Here user want to communicate with the computer for developing some applications or interacting with some applications or performing any data related operations. Then user cannot communicate directly with the computer with what? High level language. Why? Because user knows high level language, but machine does not understand high level language. Machine understands only low level language, machine understandable language, like binary language. Generally it represented by what? Zeros and ones representation. Correct. See how this user is going to be communicating with the machine. Suppose user must give instructions, whatever, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, any data related operations or any kind of storage related operations, any operation over database, he must convert that data in the form of what? Zeros and ones format. That format only machine understands. After processing that, again machine gives the output in the form of what? Zeros and ones format only. See, once it gives zeros and one format to the user, again user converts that zeros and ones format to what? High level language. It getting very difficult for the end user or not. Okay, example, user want to perform like 2 plus 4 operation with the help of computer. You cannot give 2 directly to the machine. 4 you cannot give directly to the machine. You cannot pass directly symbol to the machine. These all convert in the form of what? Zeros and ones representation, like divided by 2 divided by 4. Binary conversions you must do it. That is very difficult to interact with the machine. To overcome these problems, okay, here they are introduced one concept called translators. Which translators? Language translators. Okay, see what is language translators? See, it is used to translate the instructions written in one type of programming or one type of language into what? Another language. See what is language translation here? Language translators is a type of system software that is used to translate the instructions written in one type of language into what? Another type. See, in computers the user programs are created in what? Computer programming language, like high level languages. See, currently we are learning C language, right? C is a middle level language, C is a high level language. In C language also we are giving which standard code? High level standard code. See, that based on what? ASCII standards. In previous video sessions we discussed, right? American standard code information interchange. Generally it consists of what? Characters, symbols, alphabets, numbers, like that, right? See how this high level language is going to be converted into machine understandable language. See, that is what language translators. So generally we are giving high level languages like C, C++, but the computer understands always what? Machine understandable language, like binary digits, zeros and ones. So in order to perform a transactions or a communication between the user and the machine, a machine is required which converts the statement written in what? User understandable language into what? Machine language. See, these language translators are the set of programs which will perform such language translations for the users. Okay, see, a translator or programming language processor is a generic term that can refer to anything that converts what? Code from one computer language into another computer. A program written in high level language is called what? Source program or source code. See, whatever the data or instructions written in the programming with the help of C, C++, Java, .NET, any high level programming languages, that to code we can call it what? Source code. Always remember, source code or source program is nothing but what? User understandable code, user understandable instructions. Okay, later after that it's going to be translated, it's going to be generated what? Intermediary level language is called byte code. Here I written Java related bytecode, but every programming language generates what? Some intermediary code called byte code or object code. That code understood by what? Machine. Okay. See what we written in the source program, the C++, Java, using these programming languages, we written what? High level instructions in the program that cannot understand by the machine. Okay. See, after that, using these translators, we are converting that high level language instructions into what? Machine understandable instructions. Okay, machine understandable instructions like intermediary codes. Okay, generally we can call it is what? Byte code or object code. These low level languages such as what? Generally assembly language and machine understandable codes. Okay, these translators basically divided by what? Three different types like compiler, interpreter and assemblers. Okay, don't confuse, try to concentrate here. Translators in the computer environment majorly categorized by what? Three different types: compiler, interpreter and assembler. Okay, we'll discuss each and every translator in detail. Before that, here try to understand. Always remember, we are giving instructions in what? High level programming language. To convert high level programming language into machine understandable language, that is done by what? Compiler. Just remember, we'll discuss compiler in detail. Okay, this assembly level language is nothing but what? Low level language. It consists generally mnemonics like codes, because machine understands always zeros and ones format only. Okay, the top of the machine code is developed by what? Assembly code. Instead of complete high level instruction, instead of complete machine level instruction, there in assembly level language they are going to be using some mnemonics like add, okay, count, like multiplication, division and so on. It's going to be minimizes, okay, the communication between what? End user to the machine level understandabilities. Okay, so this is about what? Language translator. Simply remember, language translator is a mechanism of what? Translating the instructions written in one type of language into another type. Coming to our computer environment, translators are three types: compilers, interpreters and assemblers. Okay, fine. Okay. See, now we are entering into what? Compiler. See, one of the translator is called what? Compiler. See, what is compiler? A compiler translates the program written in high level language into what? Machine language. The program written in high level language is called source program, and the program produced by the compiler after translation is called what? Object program. Okay. See, the main advantage of compiler is that it translates the whole program at once. Okay, so try to understand here what I try to convey about compiler. Here you written the code in what? High level language. This compiler, every programming language consists its own compiler. Okay, remember this is the first point. What compiler job? First, compiler checks the syntax and semantics of the particular program. How the program syntax is there, how the user is going to be written as per the programming standards or not, as per the programming syntaxes, semantics or not. The compiler is responsible to check that syntax and semantics of the particular programming language. If end user mistakes or violates the rules of the particular programming language, then compiler will generate what? Error. That error we may call it compile time error. Okay, See, this compile time error is going to be generated by compiler because of what? Bad syntax of your program or incorrect syntax of the program you written in the particular code. Okay. Then if it is error free, the compiler is responsible to generate one code called object code. Okay. This compiler is responsible to generate which code ma? Object code. See, just only we discussed this object code is understandable by what? Machine. This source code is going to be understandable by what? User. Okay. Source program is understandable by user, end users. The object code is understandable by what? Machine. Okay. This much of knowledge is enough up to here. See, this is about what? Machine level language. It converts what? High level language into machine level language. Here it's going to be generate which code? Object code. Okay. Fine. See, every programming consists what? Its own compiler. Compiler responsible, two jobs here. One is checking the syntax and semantics of the particular program based on, if you are writing in C, it checks C syntaxes. C consists its own compiler. If you are using C++, C++ consists its own compiler. Okay, like every programming language consists its own compiler. Observe here, like C consists C compilers like Acron C++, GCC C, IAR C++, like that. Suppose if you are written code in what? C++, okay, then C++ consists its own compilers like C++ Builder, Turbo C++ like TCC, GCC compiler called G++, PGC++, BGC++, Visual C++, C, CL. These are all, every programming language consists its own compiler. That compiler is responsible to check the syntax of the particular program based on user instructed, whether it is correct or not, if it is following correct standard or not. If it is done any mistakes, it generates what? Compile time errors. If it is error free, then only it converts second job, converting high level language into what? Object code or machine understandable code. Okay. See, the program written in what? High level language is called what? Source code or source program. See, compiler is what? Primarily used for programs that translates source code from what? High level programming languages into what? Low level languages like assembly language, object code or machine code, we can call it. Okay, you cannot tell compiler generates only object code. No, some programming languages it generates assembly language code, some programming languages generates object code or machine code. Okay, to create an what? Executable program. See, based on this object code, in the next level at runtime, here loader and linkers are responsible to load this object code and executed by the program. How it will work in the next level we'll try to discuss. Okay, a compiler is a translator used to convert what? High level programming language into what? Low level programming language. It converts what? Whole program in one session. Another important point. Compiler is going to be loading what? Suppose in the program you written here 100 lines of code. Assume a program you written with what? 100 lines of code. This compiler loads at a time 100 lines of code at a time. Okay, see, the converts the whole program into what? One session and reports error detected after the conversion. See, this compiler loads at a time p, that program consists 100 code, 100 code at a time it loads, but assume some error at 55 line, at the line of 55 line number 55. Okay, there you have an error, but still compiler is going to be generating n number of errors. Based on the improvement of compilers in high level language, it shows exactly. But in the middle level languages, what happened? The compiler is going to be generate more errors. Okay, compiler generating what? Compiler loading at a time entire code what you written in the source code. If it is anything wrong in the syntax, like line number 55, line number 56 or 70 somewhere, then at a time it throws what? Number of errors at the compilation time only. After compilation, it generates what? Compilation errors. Assume line number 55 one error is there, line number 71 error is there. Okay, line number 90 one error is there. Assume just. Okay, this compiler loads 100 lines of instruction at a time. It throws errors at a time about line 55, 70 and 90 at a time. Okay, the compiler takes time to do its work as it translates what? High level code into what? Lower level code all at once, and then saves it to what? Memory. A compiler is processor dependent and platform dependent. Special compilers like cross compiler and source to source compiler. Remember, some compiler generated code is what? Platform dependent. Don't worry, sir, what is platform? What is platform dependent? Next coming slides I will explain. Okay. Some compilers will generate the platform independent code also, object code. Like example, like Java bytecode, Java object code consists purely platform independent code. But if you go with C++, that object code is what? Platform dependent code it is, that cannot run in the cross platforms or different operating system environments. Okay, I hope you clear, right? What is the job of compiler? Next, compilation strategies like just in time. It is used in what? Runtime in Java environment. Okay, this is compilation strategy. Like tracing just in time, ahead of time, AOT, like trans compilation, recompilation. See, these are all compilation strategies are implemented in what? High level languages. Okay, the common compiler is what? Generally, what we used compiler like GCC compiler, like GNU compiler collections. GCC is nothing but what? GNU compiler collection. Okay. See, several examples of compilers like ADA compilers used by GCC GNAT, ALGOL compilers like ALGOL 68 Geni, basic compilers like QB64, C compilers like Acron, C++, GCC, IAR, C by C++, like that. C++ compilers like C++ Builder, Turbo C++ like TCC, GCC like G++, PG++, Visual C++ like CCL. See, these are all some programming languages. They used what? Internally one compiler. This is about name of the compilers. C# uses what? C# compilers like Visual C#. Photon compilers like AMD optimizing C or C++ compiler AOCC, Oracle Photon. Like Go compilers like GC compiler. Java compilers like Java C. See, for these, not only these compilers, several compilers are there for different programming languages, but here I given some idea to you, but most frequently used programming languages and its compilers. Okay, so remember the point about compiler. Compiler translates what? High level language into machine understandable language code. That code is called object code. Compiler does two jobs here. One is checking the syntax and semantics of the source code. Source code means what? User understandable code based on the particular programming. If you are violates any rules and regulations, it immediately throws what? Errors. That error is called compile time error. Remember, without solving compile time error, we cannot go further or forward to the particular execution of program. You must solve a compile time error, then only it moves to the next level for execution of the program. Okay, and compiler converts what? High level language into machine understandable language. Compiler loads what? Entire high level source program code into the memory and start for compiling. It consists number of errors, it generates at a time all these errors. So this is about main points of both compilers. Okay, fine. So next translator is called interpreter. See, interpreter is a translator. What translator? Language translators. Interpreters are also used to convert what? A program written in what? High level language into what? Machine language. But interpreters are different in performing their translation jobs as compared with what? Compilers, where compiler translates the whole program in what? Single step. But interpreter translates the program what? Line by line. Written the program in what? Running. Always remember, interpreters are executing the code instruction what? Line by line. Okay, a interpreter translates the program line by line while the program is what? Running at a runtime. See, an interpreter is a computer program that directly execute instructions written in a programming or scripting languages without requiring them previously have been compiled into what? Machine level language program. For some interpreters not required any intermediary code, directly to loads what? High level language or source program. Okay, user understandable program that directly loads by the interpreter and interpreting line by line, converting what? High level instructions into machine understandable instruction. There, if you did any syntactical errors or any kind of errors, then it's going to be generated what? Runtime error. Remember this point. Okay, interpreter is generating what? Runtime errors. See, if you did any mistake in the syntaxes, that time only when some programming languages uses interpreter, that programming languages does not have any compilers, they run only directly with what? Interpreters only. That time interpreter is responsible to load high level language directly and executing line by line. It won't load at a time. It's going to be executing what? Line by line, converting what? High level language into what? Machine understandable language. Okay, assume, suppose it program consists 100 lines of code. Okay, interpreter first loading line 1. Okay, there is no any error, it converts into machine code. Line 2 has some errors, immediately throws error here only, it cannot go further. First you need to fix this error, then only it checks what? Next level called L3, so on Ln, line n. See, this is about what? Interpreter. Okay, see, an interpreter generally uses one of the following strategies for program execution. Okay, I told you interpreters are going to be used several programming languages. Okay, like first, parse the source code and perform its behavior directly, like early versions of Lisp programming language and mini computer and microcomputer basic dialects. There they directly used what? Source code and perform its behavior directly. Second type of interpreters like translates source code into what? Some efficient intermediary representation and immediately execute this. Examples of programming languages like Perl programming language, Python programming language, MATLAB and Ruby. See, example you can take Python. You're all familiar to hear about this word, right? Python. See, there is no compiler. Directly we are writing the instruction. This interpreter checks the Python code line by line and it generates what? High level language into what? Machine level language. In Python we are giving instructions in high level language. Interpreter converts line by line that high level language into what? Machine understandable language. Okay. Third type, explicitly execute stored pre-compiled code made by a compiler, which is part of the what? Interpreter system, like UCSD Pascal. We can call P code, OS 1977. Okay. Some notable runtimes like Android runtime, ART, used in Android. Common language runtime, CLR, used in like .NET runtime environments. Mono CRTO, HHVM, like hip hop virtual machines, HHVM. Java virtual machine, JVM, used in Java. Objective-C, V8, used in Node.js, PyPy, Python, Zend engine, used in PHP. Like several notable runtimes are there. Like examples like basic interpreters like GW Basic, Perl interpreters like Active Perl interpreter, Active TCL, VMS interpreters like Rex interpreters, like several interpreters are used in what? Different programming languages. So this is about what? Interpreter. Here interpreter converts high level language into what? Machine level language, but it won't load at a time. It executes the instruction what? Line by line. If anything went wrong, there only it's going to be generates error at runtime. Only it provides what? Runtime environment. Okay, so up to this fine in the interpreter. About assembler. See, what is this assembler? Assembler is the type of language, it a language translator or language processor that translates what? Assembly language instructions into what? Machine language, and it takes a source program of assembly language and converts into an object program or binary program that can be directly understood by what? Machine. See, some languages used only assemblers. It is also do what? Converting assembly language into what? Machine understandable language. But remember, assembly language abbreviated as ASM, generally it consists what? Mnemonics. What it consists? Mnemonics. Like it is not completely in low level language, it is not completely in high level language. It used what? Like intermediary, like assembly code used by mnemonics like add, subtract, multiplication, division, like that. It used words. So an assembler in assembly language or assembler language used abbreviated as ASM if is any low level programming language. An assembler is a translator used to translate what? Assembly language into what? Machine language. It has the same function as compiler for the assembly language but works like an interpreter. See, assembly language is difficult to understand as it is a low level programming language. An assembler translates what? A low level language such as assembly language to an even lower level language such as the machine code. Okay, like some terminologies like macro assemblers, macro instructions, cross assemblers, high level assemblers like advanced control structures like if, then, else, do, case. These are all using in C high level programming languages also. Okay, and some high level abstraction data types like including structures, records, unions, classes, and sets, like micro assemblers like micro program firmwares, meta assemblers, inline assemblers, or embedded assemblers. See, this is example of what assemblers, Intel 86 net wide assemblers. See, this is about assemblers. Assembler is also converting what assembly language into what machine language, but it consists what ASM abbreviated. It consists completely mnemonics, used mnemonics, not in completely high level, not in completely low level. Simply can remember intermediary level. And you need to remember about some types of codes like source code. Source code is nothing but what user understandable code or high level language code. Okay, see, also refers to as source or code is the version of software as it is originally written, typed into computer by a human in what plain text, human readable alphanumeric characters. What is object code? Just only I told you, machine understandable code. Okay, this object code or object model is a product of a compiler. So once compilation is done successfully, then only it generates object code. Usually a machine code language, binary or an intermediary language such as registry transfer language, RTL. So an assembler is used to convert what assembly code into machine code like object code. Assembler can also assembly directly to machine code executable files without the object intermediary step. A linker links several object code at runtime and library files to generate what executable code. Okay, see, what is bytecode? Bytecode, also termed what portable code or P code, is a form of instruction set designed for what efficient execution by a software interpreter, unlike what human readable. See, a bytecode program may be executed by parsing and directly executing the instructions one at a time. Okay, just only we discussed about what interpreter like that. Machine code consisting what machine language instructions is generally it is represented by what zeros and ones. Like microcode. Microcode is a computer hardware technique that interposes a layer of organization between the CPU hardware and the programmer visible instructions set architecture of the computer. Okay, see, next we try to discuss another terminologies like platform. Okay, see, what is platform? It can refer to the type of processor, CPU, or other hardware on which a given operating system or application runs. The type of operating system on a computer or the combination of the type of hardware and the type of operating system on its, like example, Microsoft Windows running its own architecture like x86 architecture, that is called platform. Simply it refers what processor or other hardware on which a given operating system. See, what is a hardware platform? It can refers to an instruction set architecture like x86 architecture, IA32, x86 64 by Windows operating system, Linux, OpenBSD, NetBSD, Mac OS, and FreeBSD. So this is about hardware platform. Software platforms, like software platforms can either be an operating system or programming environment. More commonly it is combination of what both, like Java bytecode, Microsoft Windows like x86 ARM, Linux like x86 PowerPC ARM, and other architectures like Solaris is like Spark x86, Unix, and so on. These are all called software platform. Next, platform dependent. Like just only I told, after generating the compilation code like object code, some programming languages consist like platform dependent, some programming language supports what platform independent. So how it is functioning, we'll discuss on that particular programming language. Now I don't want to make confuse you guys. Okay, see, platform dependent typically refers to applications that run under only one operating system in one series of computers or one operating environment. Okay, see, best example like Windows running on x86 hardware or Solaris is running on Spark hardware. Sometimes it means the same as hardware dependent or machine dependent and refers to applications that run in only one hardware series with the operating system not being relevant. Okay, next, a platform specific model is a model of a software or business system that is linked to a specific technological platform. Example like specific programming languages operating system, document files, format, or databases. Platform specific models are indispensable for the actual implementation of a system. Machine dependent software is a software that runs only on a specific computer, specific machine. That is called machine dependent software. Machine independent, that applications that run on multiple computer architectures are called machine independent or cross platform. Those applications can run on what? Different platforms, different operating systems, that called cross platform or machine independent. Next, porting or portable, right? So it's the process of converting an application from what? One architecture to another. Best example, Java bytecode. See, Java applications, Java program is compiled successfully. It generates one Java bytecode or object code that can be run in what? Different machines. They're not required any source code. Their interpreter or runtime environment directly loads the Java bytecode and runs, provides a runtime environment for that bytecode. That is called porting or portable. We can also call it that is platform independent. What is cross platform? See, software, also multiple platform software or platform independent software is a computer software that is implemented on what? Multiple computing platforms. These cross platform softwares may be divided into what? Two types. One requires individual building or compilation for each platform that is supported, and the other one can be directly run on any platform without special preparations. Best examples like cross platform applications may run on what? Microsoft Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Just I give an example about Java bytecode can run in different operating system. Even you written the Java code in Microsoft Windows, you compiled in Microsoft Windows, that bytecode object code you can carry, run in Linux environment, Mac operating system. That is called what? Cross platform. A platform independent model, just only we discussed, right? Platform independent in a software engineering is a model of for a software system or business system that is independent of the specific technological platform used to implement it. It is used what? Model driven architecture approach. Best example like Atlas transformation language. It means execution of the program is not restricted by the type of operating system used. Okay, the last terminology called a computing platform or digital platform is the environment in which a piece of software is executed. It may be the hardware or the operating system, even a web browser and associated application programming interface or other underlying software, as long as the program code is executed with it. Computing platform have different abstraction levels, including a computer architecture, an operating system, or runtime libraries. A computer platform is a stage on which computer program can run. So these are all what? Terminologies about what? Operating, different types of language translators, platforms, and operating systems. Because here I explained about these platform terminologies, because most of the students are what? Fail to understand these terminologies. They are getting what? Confusion. To avoid that, that is the main reason here I explained about platforms. Okay, so in this session we discussed in detail about what is language, what is the example of language, language translators like compiler, interpreters, and assemblers, how it is helps in the computer environment. Like what is the job of compiler, what is the job of interpreter, and what is the job of assembler. Okay, and also we discussed some terminologies like source code, object code, okay, machine code, byte code, micro code, and also we discussed about what is platform, platform independent, platform dependent, software platform, hardware platform. Like that I given much clarity about all these terminologies what we are using further level in the programming language. Okay, see, that's it for today's session, guys. Okay, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you all. If you like, make it like and give me a valuable comment and share and subscribe. If you are not subscribed, kindly subscribe for more updates of programming languages. Okay, thank you all, guys. Thank you very much.